Hi, in this lecture we'll talk about using filters with smart objects. A quick recap before we get into it. If you apply any filter to a regular raster layer, you'll permanently modify its pixel structure, which seriously limits any further editing. To gain more freedom, we first convert the layer into a smart object. Right, now let me show you a new feature Photoshop just introduced in its previous release. It's called dehaze, and as you can imagine, it clears up any excessive fog or mist. This is a perfect example on screen, so let's try it out. Unfortunately, it's pretty well hidden away, but you can find it under Filters, Camera Raw Filter. From here, we can further adjust this dehaze effect. If we drag it towards the left, we'll actually accentuate the fog, which might be useful if you're trying to create a spooky composition. Add some crosses here and there, maybe a skeleton, and you can create an interesting piece on a guy walking through a graveyard. That's not what we're here for though, so let's increase that value. As I slowly move it towards the right side, I'm getting stronger, better looking colours. The contrast is improving, but please note if you take it too far, you're bound to get some artifacts. Just look at this top left spot here. Because the image was shot on such a misty day, there's little information in this region. So you have to tread carefully. In this case, I'll apply various other filters so I'm not that worried about it. Because we're here, let's also add a vignette effect. Let's take this amount to -20. A vignette simply means you'll darken the edges of the photos. Of course, you can also lighten them, but I'd rather go the other way. Hit OK and we're ready for our next filter. Go to the top menu and choose Pixelate, Mosaic. This produces an interesting look through which you can create fantastic 8-bit art from regular images. By increasing the cell size, you further pixelate it, but I don't want to take it too far, so I'll stick to somewhere around 30 squares. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that all smart filters come with a mask. You can see it here, but note a difference. This is not a regular mask that can hide or reveal pixels from the actual layer. Instead, this only applies to your effect. If you want a layer mask for your photo, that's possible too. Just click here and you'll get it. I know it may seem confusing having two layer masks for the same smart object, but this happens when you use smart filters. By default, they're applied with a fully transparent mask. I'll right-click and delete this one. Now I'll grab a brush and I'll paint over this person to remove part of this smart filter. This is one of the best ways of working with them. You either create a selection and then you use this top menu, or you simply apply a smart filter all over your photo and then you remove parts of it with your brush tool. It really depends on how you want to approach it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Lastly, I'll add a Gaussian blur. In this case, I'll go with a pretty strong effect, so let's say 10 pixels for its strength. Now it seems I've just lost my mosaic filter. But as layers stack from top to bottom, so do smart filters. So I'll grab this second one and drag it above my Gaussian blur. Now my canvas shows how I can get the best of both worlds. So in case something isn't looking right when you have several smart filters applied, remember that besides toggling their visibility and adjusting their values, you can also modify their stacking order. Okay, that wraps up this lecture. I'll see you soon.